What's up?
What's up, bro? How you doing today?
Yo, bro, I'm about to start blasting some Isaac Hayes. I stand accused. I'm about to blast some Isaac Hayes, man. I'm
Yo, you know
guilty.
what was crazy to me, bro? How when you played that video about that lady in Georgia, about that principal, he
Hmm.
said, "Oh, I think she did a good job." And I'm like, "Yo, could you imagine the meltdown that would occur if I said that? If there was a if my daughter's school, okay, which is primarily other Hispanic kids, you know, but I would say majority is probably Hispanic, white Hispanic, whatever, and there's a handful of black kids sprinkled in there. If I came on here and said, "Oh, I'm the principal of this school and I made segregated classrooms," because we don't want these Hispanic kids, these white Hispanic kids, we don't want them to have to go to in the same class with these black kids. Could you imagine the meltdown that would occur? But he gets up there and says, "Oh, I think she did a good job." What the fuck?
Bro, that's why his neck look like a snicker. It got mad things in it. I know it do. I'm telling you, he got the kakarot veins. Because, bro, he almost gave me the snicker neck. Because he was saying stupid stuff online. Yo, hold on. My brother up here, man. Light was good, brother. Yo, it's good. Yo, I'm already laughing because my boy Light is extremely pro-black, and I don't agree with none of his talking points. But that's still my fucking brother. You feel me? And this guy is we in the same dance group, and this guy is hilarious at the same time. So, Light, if you want to come up here, Light, to let's have a conversation. That guy had a snicker neck, bro. He had a Tales from the Crypt head with a snicker neck. He had that. Can you imagine a beat up handball on top of a snicker?
That's his head.
That's his head and his neck. His neck, his
Well,
back.
it was the first thing how I knew right off the bat it was going to be an extremely out of pocket individual was when he came up and he said, "Oh, how old are you, brother?" And then you said, "I'm 42." And then you said, "How old are you?" Age don't matter. What the fuck?
Yo, that's why I called him an old Aaliyah nigga. He said, "How old are you?" Nah, 42. How old are you? Age ain't nothing but a number. Throwing down ain't nothing but a thing. What are we talking about, bro?
You turned to Aaliyah uncle.
No, hey, you know what though? When he said, "Oh, he's 68 years old," and then he says, "Oh, I was raised in the segregation," blah, blah,
He
blah.
turned to Ania.
If he was 68 years old, he would have like even if he lived in the deep south, if he lived in Alabama, he probably wouldn't even remember it because the Civil Rights Act had gotten signed by 1965.
Yo, like this. Boy, remember that Big Smalls album? All you hoes calling here for my daddy. Get off his like that, mommy. That was him. Like so Rice moved a sign. Like that, mommy. Shut up. Lying, man. How about call him son Aaliyah? Anita.
Yo,
Let me
but
ask you a question, let me ask you a question, like, can black people be racist?
you said Kim. Wait, hold on, wait. Wait a second. I gotta make sure I'm clear on this. How you move this off my screen? You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Can black people? Can
Yeah.
black people be racist? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell, they could. They could be racist,
Go ahead, man.
but um, I don't think they could be. How can I say this? Yeah, they could be racist, man, but we not really racist, man. I think we accept we accept all until I think racism is shown towards us. I never really met nobody that was actually like that hate a specific race.
Stick around this app
Besides,
a while, you will.
besides what's been going on for generations, the same two race. Because I don't hear yellow and reds. It's black and white thing, the jungle fever thing.
Right. So let me ask you a question. Can black people be prejudiced?
uh, hell yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, the question is just as ridiculous as you think.
No, it's man. I see it like this, bro. Um, I can't. How can I? Damn, I don't want to put it out there. You know me, Maddox, man. What I want to say, it's been a long time, so
I know.
I
Go
don't want to
ahead,
come
bro.
back. I don't want to come back and it's like, yo,
Go
you
ahead, bro.
guys. All right, man. Man, this shit. Damn, I don't want to just say that. All right, fuck it. Excuse my language. We know who's superior at this stuff, man. So you can't actually ask us if we could be that towards the opposite race that's been like that for the longest. You know, but I think we can be we could be prejudiced because of that. We could have some hatred because of um history of
So,
what's
like,
been
watch it.
shown.
So watch
Yeah.
it, right? I'm gonna read before I give my example. I'm gonna read the definition of racism, right? It said characterized by showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person or people on their membership on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is minority or marginal, right? So now, if a cop sees me and think because I have on a gold chain and pull me over and says, "You got that gold chain, you must sell drugs. Get that chain." Is that cop prejudice or no?
Uh, I'm not gonna say he's prejudiced. I just think he's probably stereotyping.
That's a prejudice,
Yeah, it's a part of it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
right?
Um.
Because he's
Yeah.
prejudging me off a stereotype.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
a black person see a white person say, "You own slaves, you racist bastard." Everyone, don't fuck with him. Is that black person prejudice?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
therefore, they're being prejudiced because of a stereotype with no history or evidence of this person actually being racist or actually owning slaves. That is also racist. Or if I was to deny someone a job opportunity because they're white, that is also racist. Would you agree to that? Like,
I agree with that, but I
and
think you wait. I could go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Um, if you Google, because if you ask Google a specific way, it's gonna give you a direct answer. So if you was to ask Google who is superior at being racist, or the most dominant species being racist, or show the most racism, you would see, that it's not really a cultural thing for us. It's not really a pattern thing for us. So throughout history, we know who's the one who's been repeating this through history. Hatred, genocide, all kind of different craziness.
Now,
So us reacting to what we've been through, and things change over time. So you would look at it as, like I say all the time, systematic, because they can't obviously show you things anymore. It still exists. No, ma. Yeah. So that right there, man.
All right, so I'm gonna play an audio of a clip.
Right.
The other guy is kind of talking over it. He reacting to a video. It's a black woman speaking about something. Take a listen to this.
This wokester admits, brags, and boasts on camera committing a crime, violating the Civil Rights Act of 1964 of discriminating on white people and overcharging them just because they're white. Oh, and let me add, she's married to a white man named Billy. Typical. I love to overcharge white people and organizations and do pro bono work for black orgs. I wonder, does she overcharge her white husband named Billy? And that's just me being very blunt. I will give them ridiculous rates. The race baiters were right. This country is terribly racist. It's just not in the way that they keep telling us on MSNBC and that racist show, The Spew. And then I'll have like a nonprofit or a black org or somebody doing some work and they'll be like, I've only got this much money. And I'm like, keep it. Imagine if the roles were in reverse. A white person just cut me a check. Let's do this for free. But let me be very clear.
So is that racist, Light?
I would say yeah, because it's a business, but I would say yes. I still would say she's racist, but it's a business. But that's what they've been doing to us since the beginning of the time. So you picking out one scenario or a few compared to what they've been doing to us?
No, that's the problem, right? Y'all going to comparison. I never asked about a comparison. And that's how y'all try to lighten the blow when it comes down to blacks being racist. No one say it's a comparison thing. We just asked, can blacks be racist? That was it. People like up there,
Okay.
but we can't
I see
become
what you're saying.
more than, I mean, see, you're switching the argument. Just answer the question. Not saying you, but just answer the question and explain your point. Could it be or could it not be? Because no one asks, is it a comparison thing? No one asks that. Because in 2025, I would say black people right now is overtly more racist than anybody in this country. They literally go on TV, say racist shit all the time, and don't even get suspended or fired. They're coming tomorrow. A white man got fired off a radio station because he said he liked his black woman the same color as toast as a joke, and then
I'm
he
sorry.
got
I'm sorry.
he got fired.
He
But
got fired.
yeah, but then a black woman would say, I need me a chocolate man. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. They compare us to Charlemagne the God called white people mayonnaise. And I'm like, this is insane. And I think that's crazy to me that a lot of people on this platform pick and choose. My thing is, man, I'm okay when people making racial jokes. I'm cool with that. White or black. It don't bother me. I think that's part of comedy, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
Marlon Wayans and them doing white chicks. And then when a guy did a movie, Boquisha, people were mad at him. I'm like, no, it's comedy.
Comedy, right.
I don't care. Drewski did the white thing. We all laugh. Some white people got upset behind it because of the times we in. And I'm here to say, fuck that. If white people do a joke about black people, about fried chicken and watermelon, to me that's hilarious. Because white people also love chicken and watermelon. So to me, it's just funny to me. So if black people make a joke about white people not seasoning their food or not washing their legs, that's just hilarious to me. So I'm like, yo, it's truth to both sides. So matter of fact, go ahead, South. He was quiet the whole time. My bad, South.
It sounds like cultural.
Or even Tropic Thunder, Robin Downey Jr. That was hilarious. That come on, man. But all right. So South still there?
Nah.
I was on mute. My bad. What I said was I never heard that before. Where does that come from? I never heard that.
Which one?
The not washing their legs.
Yeah, it was on the show, one of them talk shows, and it was a white guy like he take a shower and he just stuck the water on his legs. They're like, what? Like, yeah, what? Y'all wash your legs? It'd be a joke. But it was hilarious. I remember me growing up as a child, and Light can vouch for this. As a child, whenever black people used to watch that commercial, you're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean. Kids were like, I want to try that. And our black person said, hell no. You're going to go scrub. Never use a bar of soap. When you're going to scrub your skin,
Yep, you gotta get a rag.
that's a white commercial shit. And that's made me laugh as a kid. That's a white commercial shit where they use the towel in it back and a bar of soap and get out the shower. Like, no, he didn't scrub. So in our community, we always make fun of that commercial. Say, come on, man. Are you scrubbing or white commercial washing? So white commercial wash is a bar of soap and water.
You gotta wash 3 times before you get out. I used to go to sleep in the tubs the time. Wake your ass up in
You
there.
turn wrinkled, right? You turn wrinkled.
A lollipop
For your raisin.
Yup. You know when you get to the end of the gum on the lollipop?
Yeah.
That's how the tip of my fingers used to look. Like a ball, like a fried Frank. You ever seen a fried Frank?
And like they're like biglets. Yes. Nah.
But not, yo, I got somebody was saying
But true
something.
though. But my point is, in our community, South, black people used to have a thing like you gotta scrub. You gotta scrub, and we're not using a bar of soap and let the water run down my body like I'm Jodeci or somebody. And then
Mario.
like, you get back in that damn tub. That was the thing in our community.
You just standing there. Yep. You just standing there with the water on.
Get your ass in the tub. You're not fully clean unless it's fully clean.
Word. Your underarms still stink. Get back in there.
A hint of soap.
You heard?
Yeah.
Your underarms still stink. The back of your legs is still dry.
Yeah, dry. So yeah, so my point is, like I'm telling you, son, like take my money, come to my car, and get the shower. I can't leave you alone. Your back dry. Go back in the shower. Got me feeling.
Yo, you know how many times my mom's baby get back in the shower? Growing up, son. I used to get in trouble for not showering right. Boy, your underarms is still stinking. How you take a shower?
What's good, Raquel? What's good? What's good? No, but South, that's a thing in our community, bro. And no, like, it's just a thing that I'm pretty sure white people have a thing that we do. We have to talk about amongst ourselves. But in our community, that zestfully clean commercial was a big no. That's not how you shower, kids. Don't be fooled for that grown white man hopping in the shower with a bar of soap with no type of loofah or rag. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
Yo, you know, it's funny that you bring this up, right? Because so I think I was about, I don't know, I had to be about 11 or 12 years, probably 10 or 11 years old. And my brother Josh, you know, my brother Josh is black. He's 6 months almost to the day older than me. And he was 11 or 12 years old. And my dad came home, whatever, and Josh was getting out of the shower, and he says, "Hey, Mom," he says, "Can I get some lotion?" And my dad says, "What the fuck you need lotion for?" "What are you, a girl? What the fuck you need lotion for?" And my mom smacks my dad in the back of the head. She's like, "John, stop that shit." And my dad's like, "No, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck's he need lotion for?" And my mom had to like explain to my dad, you know, like, that my brother's legs would turn ashy.
You're gonna turn into a powdered donut. You're like, yo, you're gonna turn into a cinder stick. You would say, you know, vampires, they need for them to cover themselves. I need it before the crack of dawn. Black
Gargle
people,
skin.
we need lotion. White people,
Yeah.
white people, for what, man?
Well, I'm a
We
guinea
get
and a
gargoyle
stick. So
5 minutes later, ow, ass. I told you, Daddy, I needed it.
what's
see, we're
crazy?
natural.
What's crazy?
I'm a guinea and a spick, so we're naturally greasy.
Well, I'm a Dominican and a an American Negro. So I'm confused. I'm light skinned and I still get ashy. Like, yo, why do I gotta use lotion still? I don't see white people ashy, man. I
Yo,
was confused.
listen. I gotta use lotion mixed with Vaseline, bro.
Yeah,
I got thick alligator skin.
this nigga is using petroleum jelly.
In lotion if I mix together.
You
It's this.
slide out the bed.
It's this. Now that our love games has been played, the
Yo,
reason, the reason you have that skin,
hmm
you gotta loop that skin, man. So yeah, so listen, right? Like, so on a serious note, right? On a more serious note, right? Like, how do you feel when you have pro-black people, right? People who are saying they so pro-black, so pro-black, so pro-black. Then they allow their white liberal friends to attack another black brother or sister because you don't agree with them on a platform. How do you view that pro-black person?
uh, Definitely on a platform. It depends. If you might get like, um, man, you just
All
put
right,
me on the spot. Did it happen to you? Did it happen to you?
let's say right now, right? You my
Yeah.
boy, right? And I'm
Right.
saying I'm so pro-black.
Right.
People can't come my opinion at all. But me and you have disagreement. And then I allow the white guilt person who agrees with all 2 points who beg to come in. And then I allow them to disrespect you
Oh
because
no, that's not that's not being pro-black. That's not it. That's not it. That can't work. That I can't let that happen.
That's what they
Um
do regularly.
yeah.
that's I guess that's just because it's just the heat of the moment to like spare like to agree with me personally, man, pro-black, like I'm not racist, right? But what I try to do is when I meet people like outside of my race, I just try to like read them. Like I try to read your energy. Like I try to see if you like if I feel awkward around you, then I know it's something that's like you thinking something weird. If I'm thinking something weird, that's because you making me feel that way. So I'm gonna automatically go to this guy's probably a weirdo or a racist because of my feelings, and that's horrible because of what history played out for generations. It's not like something that's you know something that happened for like 5 6 years and we got over it. This shit is played out through history. So when I get around certain people, if you're like I'm not saying I can't get along with Caucasians, but if you're like if you're like scared about everything or you're moving like iffy, those are the things that would make me feel like uncomfortable. And I hate that. You know, if I'm around you, I should just be we supposed to be just looking at each other as human beings. But since I know throughout history what has been done and how we were looked at and stereotyping, right? And it's not their fault because we live up to some of the bullshit that we do, So I don't really blame them, but stereotyping and looking at all of us as the same, that's when I feel like, like this just needs to get rerouted. Y'all need to know history, which I've done repeatedly to us for us to even finally even have a platform to say anything or to even show our prejudiced ways,
So I have a question for you, right?
because throughout history it's been done
I have a question for you,
horrible.
right?
Like, yeah,
Right? So let's go back to Jim Crow days, right? Like let's go to like the 40s and 50s, right? And black people who was mistreated by white people. holds down, dogs on you can't eat in my restaurant, you can't drink in a water fountain. And then the black people who experience that will develop a type of hatred towards white people, right?
Right.
So that black person, would you understand why they turn racist and would you give that person grace?
Oh. Oh. Right now,
No, back then.
I no, I wouldn't know. It's a race war. I no, not showing them no grace.
No, I'm saying if a black person experienced this, who was beat up by white people, holds down X, Y, Z, and then that person was to turn the black person was to turn racist towards the white people because of their personal experience of being mistreated by white people. Would you give that black person grace and understand why
Oh, of
that black
course,
person turned
of,
racist?
of course, of course, of course. Because you know why? It's not like I said. It's not something that just happened recently. This
No,
is
no, no,
something
no,
that
no, no,
played
no,
out.
no, 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 no. No.
So I would give grace though. Yes.
All right. So now, if if white people is being mistreated by black people, and they keep telling them that they own slaves, and this person did this, this person did that, your family automatically racist because they're white. Then being attacked by black people because they assume as a white person automatically racist, getting cut or beat up. Do you give that same white person grace when they turn racist on blacks?
N- No, I don't give them the same grace. No,
And I said, would you give them grace?
no, I wouldn't give them grace
Why not?
for the simple fact that they actually been doing it for a long time.
No, not that individual. I'm saying the white person who's innocent, they're getting beat up and discriminated on by black people because of this notion that this person must have owned a slave before, and they never did. And
I
they're
don't
racist, and they're getting
give
beat
them
up by
grace.
XYZ. And then
Listen,
that white person, you know what, fuck it, I can't stand black people because I'm getting attacked for no reason just being white. Would you give that white guy grace to turn a racist because of his circumstances?
um, would, oh, damn,
Yeah,
I
see, it
would,
gets
I
sticky.
would, I wouldn't. I would understand the role. I would understand how he feels, but then he would understand what we felt for generations and generations, because there was so many innocent like us in that same predicament that white they didn't do anything to the Caucasians, but they still got hung and they still got massacred. They still got bombs dropped on them. They still got babies ripped from them. They still got lynched for just being innocent, just for their color. So I wouldn't
And
show grace,
same thing
but
happened
I
in
would feel
Chicago.
for them
And
as a human.
the same thing happened in Chicago with the white lady got burnt on the train for no reason. Black guy
Yeah,
right there is burnt alive for no reason.
as
North Carolina, when a black man went to the bus, poked up a
as
white
a human being, I feel for her.
right?
But
Hold on, hold on, just a minute. And in New York, when a few white women in New York, where we both live, I was attacked by a random black guy, and he cut them across the neck and said because it was white. Get it? So if they feel, you know what, I'm tired of this shit. I don't like black people because of that. Would you get that? Would you give those survivors of that slum and beat up grace for turning racist because of what they experienced from black people? And you said no, basically.
no, I still wouldn't. No, I wouldn't give them grace.
So that's how I'm going with that. Go ahead, Sal.
Okay, so this is what I mean when I say it gets sticky, right? Because what it does is it exposes the natural biases and it exposes how you're willing to be gracious to one person because you say, "Oh, well, they experienced this for generations." Well, one person, one human being can't experience something for generations. They can only experience what they experienced in their life. That's why when Homeboy got up and said, "I'm 68 years old. I lived in this." Well, no, you actually didn't if you're 68. My father's 66. Okay, he was 19 in 1959, let's see, the Civil Rights Act was signed in 1964, which made it law. But abolitionists had already been changing things prior to 1964 that led up to them making it federal law. So by 1960, they were already integrating schools, they were already integrating bathrooms, whatever. So this guy talking about, oh, I'm 68, I lived it, acting like he was a grown adult in the Jim Crow South and was experiencing all these terrible things. He's full of shit. What he is a professional victim, and he's looking for any reason for him to get a pass on saying, "Oh, wow, man, they did this to me for generations. I experienced it," and it's like, no, it didn't. What you are is a professional victim, and you're looking for an excuse to excuse your own racism while you simultaneously sit here and say black people can't be racist, and it's like, no, you sound ridiculous. And the problem is when we start trying to judge people as a collective based on, just what they look like, we run into problems because eventually, like Dance just said, them people who have been wronged by so-called black people, they eventually go, you know what? You call me racist anyway, even when I ain't do nothing wrong. You attack me. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be a racist. I'll be that. Go ahead. Cool. And that's how you end up with people like Gypsy Crusader. Paul Miller, Gypsy Crusader, is a Mexican. He's not a white supremacist. He might believe in white supremacist ideology, but he's a Mexican. But the bottom line is he got called, you be racisms. They threw that shit at him for so long that he said, okay, fuck it, I'll be that. And that's how you create people like that, because they're tired of being lumped in with something that they didn't have nothing to do with. I'm 41 years old. I didn't have nothing to do with something that happened in 1960. Just like you at 42, Dance, or I'm sorry, bro, I don't know your name. Anyway, that
Light.
Light. Oh, Light. Okay, so Light, it would be like me telling you that you're responsible for the fact that my Italian ancestors were slaves to the Roman Empire for 5,000 years. And that's your fault because you descend from African people. And the African people are the ones who came over and took slaves from Rome, Italian slaves, white Italian slaves, and dragged them back across the river into Jordan, Turkey, and Northern Africa. It's the same thing. You're not responsible for that. You weren't even born. You weren't even here for that.
You was. Can I say something real quick? Can I interject real fast?
Go ahead.
Okay. You see, like, if God, like, say, how can I say this? You see how you got like you're the first, like, a junior, you're the great, like, you know how these things are passed down generation, like wealth can be passed down because of a bloodline, right? So it's you are you are that same person from your past. That's why that name stays the same, right? So your dad, all that shit can be passed down to you, right? You're your dad. So what do you mean you wasn't around? You
Well,
was
actually,
around.
hang on.
You
Wealth.
was around.
Hang on. No, actually, no, you weren't. But here's the thing. He just said wealth, right? Wealth is a tangible object. Money is a tangible object. So yes, wealth can supersede generations. Yeah, I can take wealth and I can will it to my children so that when I die, my children get it. Experience is not a tangible item. Experience is things that happen to you in your life. I can't pass down my experiences to my daughter. I can teach my daughter about what happened to me, but I can't pass down experience to my daughter. And that's the problem, is that you can't have it both ways. You gotta pick one or the other. You can't have both. Both can't coexist. And so that's the big issue with us trying to judge people collectively.
Hold on.
But I,
Hold on, man.
I didn't finish my statement. I just want to say something about the
Go ahead.
property thing, the property and value, and things that's been passed down through slavery that we didn't get a chance to own our own, and when we did, they came and they demolished it. So, and till this day, they still own property that belongs to us. So what I'm saying is that your history and all these things, it's still the same people. That's why by names and DNA, traditionally it holds matter. So it does matter about what happened in the past, because if it didn't, then we'll just be forgetting about everything. But we don't, because it matters what happens in the past. That's why things can be passed down, because it's the same freaking person.
All right.
Dan, you go ahead, and then I want to go ahead.
So if it's the same person, right? Now, if your father was a rapist and you are your father, should you go down for saying your father did?
You said, did your father go to jail for what he did?
No, you saying you are the same person, right? So if your father was a rapist,
Right.
and then you is his son, if you're the same person as your father, should you go to jail for it?
No, heck no, I'm not gonna go to jail for it. No,
That's checkmate.
Should you go to jail for it?
no, but that's
That
racism.
because your
Listen,
father.
no, but nobody
Clickbait.
got No, listen, my dad probably did time for what he did.
No, I said you.
No, listen. All right, that ain't got nothing. Listen, if my dad is the rapist, right?
Yeah.
And
he never went
listen,
to jail.
listen,
He's gonna run.
listen.
He had you.
All right, listen. Even if he had
Go to
me,
jail.
and all right, that had me, right? And my dad was a rapist, and he got away. That's still personal. That has nothing to do with with uh uh um reparations. That has nothing to do with slavery. That has nothing to do with systematic racism, where we had to fight for civil rights. That's all traditional, bro. That graping, that's something that's totally different. That could be one. That could be a one. That's not something where people could say, "Oh, we owed you reparations on for what we did to you in the past."
Bro.
Yeah, but check this out. Check this out. See, here's the problem. Okay, most people that you would look at and be like, "Oh, that's a white guy," right? Most people in America in 2025, families weren't even here for any of that. For example, my family, if you looked at me, you didn't know me, you would just be like, "Oh, that's a white guy. Oh, he's guilty for what happened to my ancestors." But here's the problem. My family wasn't even here for that. My dad's side of the family hasn't even been in America for 100 years. My mom's side of the family didn't come here from Cuba until 1961. So it's like, what? So 80 years? Not even yet. No, 65 years, 70 years. My family's been here. My grandfather on my dad's side didn't get here until 1942 or 43. But you would look at me and you would judge me based on what you think someone that looks like me did that my family didn't have nothing to do with.
You know if your family has something to do with it?
I just told you they didn't. They didn't even get here. My dad's side of the family didn't get here till like 1942, 43. My mom's side of the family didn't get here until after Castro took over Cuba, which was 1959. They came here in 1961.
Oh, and when did slavery started?
Slavery was abolished in 1883?
1860,
63.
66.
So that means they was already up here and chilling and living a good life when slavery already surpassed.
No.
64. One of them. It's
No.
1860.
Slavery was abolished, was over with, done with in 1864. What Dance just said. My family didn't even get here. My family didn't even get here till 1963 or 1961. 100 years later.
Okay, so what? So did Christopher Columbus get here before your parents?
Yeah, my family didn't have nothing to do with Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus got here in 1492.
14 something, man.
1492.
So you talking about your family in the 19th century?
My family didn't get here till the 20th century.
I got it, Sal. Light confusing Columbus with Captain Crunch. That's what he confusing him.
Captain Crunch? Oh, Christopher Columbus and Captain Crunch.
But yeah, so slavery had already been abolished for 100 years before my family even got here. So but it's forget about me personally. I'm just saying in general. You look at somebody and prejudge them. There's that word prejudice, right? You prejudge somebody based on the color of their skin.
See, look, my bad. Captain Crunch was invented in 1963. See?
Oh shit! See?
Crunch. Yo, Christopher Crunch. Yo.
Christopher Columbus.
Yo, that was funny. Oh my God. Oh my God. Christopher Columbus. Oh, Captain Crunch. Yo, what, yo. This thing, I don't know what
Yeah,
happened. He got mixed up.
yeah, what happened, Captain? Yo,
Hey,
go ahead.
hold on.
Yo,
Hold
go
on.
ahead.
I'm sorry, y'all.
But do you do you see how that creates a problem?
I'm lost. I'm sorry with the Captain Crunch Columbus.
Forget about Captain Crunch. If I just like if I judge somebody who looks like you, even though they had nothing to do with, let's just say I was my dad was a victim of a black gang violence in California, right? Just like you didn't have nothing to do with that because you weren't even here for that. I'm just basing them off the color of their skin because they got the same, hue as you, and you didn't have nothing to do with it. It's the same thing as if you look at someone that you just said, quote unquote, white people, because the color of their skin is light. So you think that they had something to do with slavery and, Jim Crow laws and all those things. And they might not even been here for that. Their family might not even have been here for that. That's the problem with what Dan said, prejudice. We prejudge something based on what we perceive, even though it may not be true.
I agree with you on that part. I'm not saying that once you're white or once you're light skinned that you're racist. That's why I said me personally, I would have to have uh affection, some type of sit down, talk to you, get to know you, vibe with you, and then from me communicating with you, I would know from the experiences that I have with you how to move with you. But based off of me just going outside and someone is just being outrageous, or even if it's on both sides going back and forth, and certain words are being said, don't it have to be specifically a racist thing, but just on how this person is carrying themselves towards another race? It would show me that, that's when I would think, okay, depending on the situation, it would show. But I'm not a racist person, not at all. But throughout history, that's why when you said 19, whatever, that's why I took it way back, because slavery has been around for a long time. And every time when it comes to the black or the indigenous people to this land, we've been conquered by so many different races. And it goes for the African too. Every time we open up and teach you guys how to be civilized and teach you culture, our culture, we feed you guys. You think Christopher Columbus was the first to betray us when we sat down to feed him and all of that stuff, and showed him how to live off the land? He wasn't the first. The British, the Chinese, the the all, it was almost every race besides ours that came in and infiltrated every time. Every single time y'all stole, y'all raped, you excuse me, raped. It's not just y'all. It's not just the Caucasian, but it's the Asian man, Caucasian, mass majority, and it's been said throughout history. I don't know you personally. We could be in the fire and you could come save me, and a brother would be scared to go in the fire. Like, I ain't going in there. But you're coming there. I'm not gonna hate you. I'm gonna praise you. Thank you. You looked at me as your brother. You came to save me. But I'm talking about throughout history, man, with shows. and until this day, we had not too long ago we had to make equal rights so people could come and have a equal job opportunity in the corporate world. Maddox, what you call that again? I forgot the name of that, man.
What?
Affirmative
They had
action.
affirmative action. Thank you, affirmative action. And that wasn't too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, it still exists today, and a lot of my people, my culture, we in some high places, but it's not compared to where generational wealth has been passed down and things been kept in order to keep us out of order. Um, Hopefully we can start coming together as our own race and building and doing things for our own without needing the help from the government or the Caucasian man.
So you basically
That's
believe,
how I feel.
so you basically believe in segregation.
Absolutely. I don't hate. I don't. Hold on. Wait a second. When I say segregation, meaning as business wise. Business wise, yes. We need to learn just like the Chinese, just like the African. You can go places and it's mass majority and they have their own stores, the Russians. We need a community where we can have our own schools, our own stores, our own hospitals, our own security for our community, just like every other race probably do, and the place that we own. This is our state. America is Ameri. This is Moorish. This is, man. Got it.
So,
What do you
so,
think they got?
so
Oh God,
you have to admit that was racist, bro.
it's not though. I don't segregation. I said business wise,
Yeah, it's just
business
segregation.
wise,
You said
business
segregation.
wise, because we
You said
need to
segregation.
learn how to get back to what we used to have. Because when we had our own Wall Street, and there was way more cities that we had, and they came and destroyed not just Wall Street, but when we have our own businesses and we have our own, the wealth will circulate between our own black people, where businesses can accelerate and growth can continue within our own race. And every time we try to do these things, they come in, they make lies, they make false allegations on us. They murder all our leaders. Um, this is what they do, bro. So we never get to actually, we have to do things individually to go through that water faucet. For them, it's just straight for the water force is turned all the way on, full blast for them. They all coming through at one time. They getting bank loans. They got stores. They got they get house. They all good. We not taught none of this growing up in our community, man. We are learning now because of social media. Now we getting equal opportunity. We are learning through social media. A lot of these things was not hand given to us. A lot of these opportunities wasn't shown to us until now. Social media is putting it on platforms where
So hold on,
anybody
bro.
can go and do it now.
So let South respond. Go ahead, South.
I think that when you're a lot. Look, I know that Light has been, he's been taught these things by certain people, and I think that a lot of it probably was people might have been trying to teach him these things for the right reasons, but a lot of it's not accurate, because the reason why it's not accurate is because you just said, oh well, if they had the faucet all the way turned on, and they can get this and they can get bank loans and this and that. Actually, in 2025, and probably for like the last 20 years at least, I've said this many times, and people who know me and know my my background and my lifestyle. I've said this 1,000 times, and I agree with President Trump wholeheartedly when he said, if I was black, I would be way richer than I am. And I agree with that, because you're given advantages in America because this liberal ideology has infiltrated American politics and American culture, that's always trying to right these historical wrongs, right? And say, oh, well, this happened to these people, so, we have to, just cut them a little slack. Just give them a little, just let them get some more loans. Just let them have free healthcare. Let them have, and let them have EBT. Let them have this. And if you look, it's always liberals and Democrats who use those little tentacles. Like they're like an octopus, right? And they got like 8 tentacles reaching off of them, and they use that to say, here, you can have this, right? But what you don't understand is it's not unconditional. There's conditions to taking that. We'll give you this so long as you become a slave to our system, right? But the reason why I said when you were talking about the faucet being all the way turned on for certain people, I agree. The faucet's all the way turned on for black people. It's all the way turned on for Asian people, probably not for Asian people, but it's all the way turned on for Indian people, not like Indian, like Native American, like Indians. Okay. It's all the way turned on for Pakistanis. It's all the way turned on virtually for everyone who's not a white Christian heterosexual male in America. Because for some reason, it's become okay to say that this white heterosexual male, it's okay if he gets fucked. It's okay. We know that white people did this. We know that white people did this 500 years ago. So it's okay if he gets fucked. We just don't want these people to get fucked. And that's not okay.
Can I say this?
Hold on, bro.
Sorry.
Before I go, I'm giving out both your last statements because I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast yet. I only ate a cup full of Raisin Bran. So that Captain Crunch shit reminded me I gotta eat. So let Light go first. Your statement, however long it's gonna go, and then I'll what stop the butt, and then we'll end the show. Go ahead, Light.
That faucet gets cut on when the Asian man comes up for water. Remember? And then when the colored brother went for water, it said, "You can't drink from here." Gotta remember that part too, right? And when I say the water's fully turned on for you guys, the reparations has been placed out for certain races, but not for us. And we've been through a lot, and we still go through it today when it comes to the police force has gone through it, but the racism, the stereotyping, we still go through it today. The unaliving by the police, we still
Oh, I
go through
got
it
this.
today. Not only that, but the bank loans, not only that, but people got reparations like the Diamond District. They got casinos, they got property, they got actual money. Um, but that can lead leverage to a long term um, ownership, like owning property, having money placed for your future through the reparations that they didn't place for everybody else. But when it comes to the people that got massacred, that got destroyed, their properties, their value, everything got taken. Their culture got stolen from them, and then they took the culture and they used it. And then they doing researches on our ancestors and reaping and all the benefits and keeping the facts from us and putting it in museums, right? We can't have anything here. You guys conquer and take everything. You don't get that part because you're on the other side. So what you're looking at is these people over here are always crying and and we're looking at you guys were always privileged, and now we want an opportunity to live the same way, and you're like, no, it is. No, it's for a certain amount. It's certain people that have doorways that's open for them. Just because this family over here made it doesn't mean that every a colored family is gonna make it out the same way. That's why I said the water faucet is not turned on all the way. It's not all these people that's in America that are these Negroes going to receive reparation. We're going to give them 4 or 5 communities where all the stores are going to be paid for. All the businesses, we're going to invest into their businesses. We don't have to spend no money. That's not happening for us. When the money is being generated and is being circulated between us, they're not allowing that to happen. Well,
What
you
is
could
it
go to
happening for?
for the Jews. Go to the Diamond District. for the Italians that own all the they get the loans that own all the car dealerships in the junkyards, and then you got the Chinese that got reparations that get money for the hate crime. They got colleges out all in Manhattan, in Chinatown. We didn't get any reparations for the massacres we've been through. The Jews got banks, and
So,
they're not even from here.
so let South respond to that.
Yeah, so I got, and this I hope that I hope that somewhere along the line you'll break free from this mindset and actually go and figure out, because believe me, man, it's not what they're telling you. Okay, no, nobody gave those people that you just mentioned, nobody gave them anything. Okay, you have to go out and you have to get it. If nobody in the black community, and we know it's not true, but let's just use your logic. If nobody in the black community is creating and leaving behind this so-called generational wealth that you speak of, then that's something that you got to talk to amongst your people. Because yes, every door is open for you. Every faucet is on all the way for you. All you have to do is get your cup or make a cup that you can go harvest some of that water. Bro, I promise you, if I was black, my net worth, I would have a whole extra comma in my net worth, because I would be using that to my advantage. You know what's one thing that almost every black person in America can do? They get sick, they go to the doctor. It doesn't cost them nothing. If it does, it's a copay, a couple dollars, whatever. If I get sick, I either got to pay $800 or $1,000 a month for health insurance, or I got to go to the doctor and pay for it out of my pocket, however many thousands that is. And that's what I mean when I say that you're not realizing that the faucets are all the way on. The doors are all the way open. The only thing, my grandpa used to tell me something all the time. He used to say, if you believe you can't do something, you're right. And if you believe you can do something, you are also right. So if there's something if you think there's something that's holding you back from getting these things that you think other people have, the only person that's holding you back from it is you. You have to want the things that you're talking about like you want to breathe. You have to want those things. You have to, like for example, me in business. Bro, I started this company with $0. I had $0. Nobody helped me. Nobody gave me shit. Dance could tell you, bro. I got out of prison in 2017 and slept on a bench. Had absolutely nothing. I didn't have $1. I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have nothing. Okay. Today I own a company, 7-figure brand. I live a damn good life. I spend most of my days fishing, but I created that. Nobody gave me shit. Nobody. I wish what you were saying is true. Because I'd be over there like, hey, man, where's my white privilege? I need some of that. Let me get that.
You got it.
Instead of working my ass off the way I have to.
You just said you make 7 figures and you just got out of
No,
jail.
I didn't say I make 7 figures. I said I own a 7-figure brand.
Or brand, but you just said it. You got out of jail and you own a 7-figure brand. It's a lot of black people that get out of jail and that destroys them. We're having
No, they don't try.
I didn't say they don't, but I'm
They're
just
not
saying
trying. If they can't,
through stereotyping and racism, right? Because of that, it happens. I'm not saying that it won't happen. It can't happen for a brother, but I'm saying this is why they had the affirmative action, man. This is
Listen,
why it was part. This is why it was a.
all right, listen, right. I'm going to continue this back and forth conversation tonight around 9 o'clock, maybe even earlier. I hit you up light on the back end, and I hit South up again too. Y'all can have this more in depth conversation. For now, brother, I'm hungry and I'm about to pass out.
You get that Captain Crunch.
Yeah, hold on, right? Hold on. I'm about to